Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome once again to the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Centre. This magnificent open-air venue that is the location for the 23rd edition of the IBA Men's World Boxing Championships. What is now a biennial affair that got underway in Havana 51 years ago in 1974. The best boxers from all around the world competing for the glory of World Championship immortality by claiming gold, and also the not insignificant matter of $300,000 for the eventual champions. It's a record prize pool of $8.23 million that is available for the 108 federations who have sent boxers, 428 boxers taking part across 13 weight divisions, the most number of nationalities that have ever contested an IBA World Boxing Championships. And we are approaching session number 10. These bouts effectively a prize for at least $10,000 because by making it through from the round of 16 through to the quarterfinals, each of the boxers guaranteed at least $10,000. Prize money introduced at the edition in Belgrade in Serbia in 2021. On that occasion, it was $100,000 for the gold medalist. At Tashkent, 2 years later in 2023, the gold medalist received $200,000.
Minimum weight division.
And here in Dubai, the prize money has been increased for the champions to $300,000 US. 50% for the boxer, 25% for the coach, and 25% for the federation. Life-changing opportunities abound for all of the boxers who remain in contention here in Dubai 2025. Well, this 10th session of boxing features action from minimum weight, lightweight, middleweight, and super heavyweight. There are the 5 scoring judges, the 10-point must system in effect. They hail from Russia, Azerbaijan, Spain, Iraq, and there is one more observer who will be using the 10-point must system to score these contests. So over to the red corner is the tournament number 3 seed. That is Shodiyorjon Melikuziev. And the man in the blue corner is Anvarzhan Khodzhiev of Kyrgyzstan. So there is the number 3 seed, just 23 years of age. And he comes here as the reigning Asian champion. Received a bye in the round of 32. His opponent over in the blue corner prevailed over the man from Zambia with a unanimous point decision winner victory. That is Khodzhiev, a 23-year-old from Kyrgyzstan.
Round 1.
So we're in the 48-kilogram minimum weight division, and this all Central Asian affair between boxers from Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan. The southpaw, wearing red, is the tournament number 3 seed, and that is Shodiyorjon Melikuziev from Uzbekistan. Comes to the ring as the reigning Asian continental champion. The southpaw wearing blue, who is gliding around the boxing ring atop fleet-footed movement, is Anvarzhan Khodzhiev, 23 years of age, and he part of a 4-strong. And he part of a team that is competing really well here in Dubai. So both men highly decorated, each enjoying podium success on the continental stage. Stab jab to the body, not too far away from Melikuziev. And then working both body and head effectively. Effective defenses behind the high-held hands from Melikuziev. So boxer just coming together on the inside. Well, he's trying to use lateral movement clockwise to his left, but he was picked off by an overhand left there from Melikuziev. But he really does possess a fantastic set of wheels. Because Khodzhiev was just touched with a thrusting jab to the body. He's trying to close the gap and escape without reply after he launched a two-shot salvo. Wonderful punch picking. It's a nice bit of sportsmanship, because when he was trying to dart out of the corner counterclockwise, he tripped over the feet of Melikuziev, got his hand caught in the ropes and went down to the canvas. But Melikuziev on hand to help Khodzhiev back to his feet. Leaping left hook, leaping right hook is off the mark, and it was countered immediately by Khodzhiev. Intriguing round of boxing. Both men back to their corners briskly to receive instructions. Close round of boxing where both men enjoyed success in their preferred territories. Terrific skill in evidence in this all-southpaw affair. Khodzhiev is an adept switch hitter, but operated strictly as a lefty. And a 3-2 split just in favor of Melikuziev. Had it gone the other way, I don't think there would have been too many complaints after a really competitive opening round in this 48-kilogram minimum weight bout.
Seconds out. Round 2.
Well, just as I said that he spent the entire opening round as a southpaw, Khodzhiev has come out as an orthodox boxer, and that is why Melikuziev was stamping on his lead foot. Now he's back to the left-handed stance. Respect level high between these two Asian Championship medalists. Melikuziev, the reigning champion from the event in Chiang Mai in Thailand earlier this year. There he sinks down to his right and scores with a right hook to the body. Khodzhiev's continental success came in the under-22 edition in 2022. That was in Tashkent, the Uzbek capital. And earlier this year, he competed in the World Boxing World Championship event up in Liverpool. Back for a second consecutive appearance here, having competed in Tashkent on the global stage 2 years ago. Terrific shot selection by both men. That's the forearm down to the back, which just caused Khodzhiev to touch down. Operating as an orthodox boxer right now. Right hand lead was, again, an effective shot. And he's spoken to about turning his back on his opponent, but that's because Khodzhiev had ghosted away. Good leaping right hand out of the southpaw stance from Melikuziev. And just having trouble with his balance here is Khodzhiev. He's been to the canvas on a few occasions now. Oh, solid left hand, but it was countered immediately. And both men launching lead right hooks as they were currently operating as southpaws. Switching back orthodox now is Khodzhiev. Sneaky punches landed on the inside. Khodzhiev's just appearing to arrive at the target slightly more quickly than those of Melikuziev during that coming together. Looking for the right hook to the body, but there's a wonderful left cross, and it brings about a standing count from the referee. A left cross out of the southpaw stand, straight in between the defenses of Khodzhiev. Now remember, that's not necessarily impactful in IBA 3-round boxing. But the pride of Khodzhiev, we'll see him go in pursuit of his get back. And again, he's touched down once more. So the second round in the book, remember the first was edged on a 3-2 split in favor of Melikuziev. This man had a standing count against him in the second round. Solid left cross landed out of the southpaw stance from Melikuziev. Come to think, it's the man in red with that left cross at the punctuation point that did the better work in that second round. And what say the judges? And Melikuziev has taken it on a clean sweep of the cards, which gives us 20 points to 18 for 3 of the 5 scoring judges. And a 10-8 scorecard returned in the second round, so that's actually 20-17 for judge number 5. He's in a good position as we prepare to go into the final round.
Your third and final round.
So as we move into round number 3, Anvarzhan Khodzhiev taking a good right hook there, but he's got a big deficit to overturn because he's trailing 20 points to 18 as he takes another right hand to the body and left hand over the top. And the onus is on him now to try and get himself back into contention. Credit to him, he's going about his man, blasting down to the body. But in doing so, could just be putting himself in danger of being walked onto a shot. He's trailing 20 points to 17 for judge number 5, 20 points to 18 for 2 of the judges, and the other 2 scores are deadlocked at 19 points apiece. But despite being in the advantageous position for 3 of the 5 judges, Melikuziev continuing to set about his man, not willing to be backed up, the tournament number 3 seed. Good right hook to the body once again, clubs him down to the canvas with a forearm shiver to the back of the neck. Good work to the body from Melikuziev. Terrific burst of punches. And Khodzhiev, well, he's got to try and do something different here, but I think his speed may be just diminishing a little bit. Because he's been scored upon, he's been worked over to the body. That shot disrupted his boxing stance and pushed him back to the ropes. And he's going to find it very difficult indeed to win this round in that posture. And I wonder whether that body shot has taken something out of him, because he's disengaged, he wasn't really punching. And remember, piling up points like this isn't going to get it done. As another body shot catches him, I think the referee would have been well within his rights to issue a count there, because it was a thrusting jab to the body, caught him as he was trying to come forwards, his feet slipped from beneath him, and he wilted down to the canvas yet again. That's at least half a dozen times that the gloves of Anvarzhan Khodzhiev have touched down on the floor. He's having difficulty with his footing in the ring tonight as he takes another right hand to the body, followed by a left. He bites down on the mouthpiece and tries to get his way back into contention, but proving that he's not going to be outdone in the roughhouse stakes is Melikuziev. Final 30 seconds of the round. There's another left cross which causes Anvarzhan Khodzhiev to back up. And I think this may be becoming something of a survival mission here now, because he was scored upon repeatedly. Credit to him, he tried to change the tactics and back up Melikuziev. But oh, that's a cracking left cross again from Melikuziev. Then he pushes down on the back of the man's neck. And the gloves have touched down once more. Another solid left cross catches Khodzhiev as he looked to uncoil his own hook. And in trying to go for the big final round that he needed, he walked right into the wheelhouse of Shodiyorjon. Shodiyorjon Melikuziev. And I think that it's going to be a clean sweep of the cards in favor of the tournament number 3 seed. The man in red, very effective indeed in every facet of the game, particularly his front foot pressure. Let's get the official particulars at the conclusion of that bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, your winner by unanimous decision, in the red corner representing Uzbekistan, Shodiyorjon Melikuziev.
So, Shodiyorjon Melikuziev, a unanimous point decision victor over Anvarzhan Khodzhiev in a contest of high skill between two highly decorated boxers. But it's the tournament number 3 seed who goes through to the quarterfinals. He's earned himself at least $10,000 US. And here is an example as to how he did it. Terrific punch picking, particularly with that backhand. And he proved himself to be the boss in just about every facet of the game the deeper we got into the contest. But a terrific contest where Khodzhiev never stopped competing, but just found a man who was flowing very effectively tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we now enter the 264th contest in the elite men's under 48 kilogram minimum division. Introducing first your referee from Algeria, Besmi Mohammed. Introducing first into the red corner representing Azerbaijan, Subhan Mamedov. And his opponent in the blue corner representing Tajikistan, Mehron Shafiev. Your judges are from Moldova, Zimbabwe, Kyrgyzstan, Iraq, and Croatia.
So into the red corner, Subhan Mamedov, just 19 years of age, part of an 11-strong Azerbaijan boxing team. In the blue corner is Mehron Shafiev. Very good performance in the round of 32 to stop Joey Konoy of the Philippines in the 3rd round from Mamedov. Calm, sharp-shooting variety. As for Mehron Shafiev, he received a bye in the round of 32, so this is opening bout of the tournament on day 5 of Dubai 2025.
Round 1.
This is action from the 48 kilogram minimum weight division. It's a contest between boxers from Azerbaijan and Tajikistan. The taller figure, wearing red, is Subhan Mamedov. And his opponent, wearing blue, is Mehron Shafiev, competing in his 2nd consecutive World Boxing Championships, having fought in Tashkent 2 years ago. He's also ringside, well, at that event and at the Asian Games in Hangzhou, where he competed later on that year. Had a bye in the round of 32 here. did Mehron Shafiev. As for Subhan Mamedov, the taller figure, takes a good left hand to the body there. And Shafiev not showing any signs of ring rust as he's trying to close the gap against his taller opponents and get to work with arcing punches on the inside. Half cover guard being adopted by Mamedov. Mamedov just finding himself a little inconvenienced on the ropes. It's a long, lean torso he's got to try and cover up behind the forearms and the chin behind the shoulder. And he's got this bobbing, weaving, bustling figure in front of him, seeking to walk him down. It was a body shot that was ultimately the finishing blow for Mamedov in his first round victory at the round of 32 over Joey Kanoi. A very patient display here in Ring B. Countered effectively by a left jab. He went for the right cross, was inaccurate. And after he was made to miss, he was made to pay with a terrific left jab from Shafiev. Solid left jab on the resumption once again, and even though he's the more compact boxer, Shafiev doing an outstanding job through this portion of the round of illustrating that the jab is about timing, not necessarily length of arm or reach. So many boxers throughout history have been, so many great jabbers have been shorter than their opponents, but have beaten them to the jab with consistency. Emil Griffith was practically shorter than every opponent he faced, particularly at middleweight, as Shafiev scores with a jab once again, but he would consistently out-jab his opponents. Mike Tyson, who was a 5'10" 3/4" heavyweight, possessed a sensational jab when he was on the ascent to the title and in the early years of his championship reign. Shafiev is using that lead left stick to terrific effect as he dips beneath the incoming fire and is pinning Mamedov on the ropes once again. Nice counter shot off the back foot from Mamedov, but I think he's been out-hustled during the course of that opening round. How will the 5 scoring judges see it? So he's eschewing the stool. Here's Mamedov. Again, to me, that was almost the contest or the round in miniature. I think the man in blue did the better work overall. And just found his distance more effectively with a little more consistency. But all of the judges see it the other way. It's a clean sweep of the cards in favor of Subhan Mamedov. 10-9 verdicts returned for all 5 of the scoring judges.
Seconds out. Round 2.
So we move into the second round, and one wonders what type of adaptive strategy can Shafiev bring now, because again, trying to swarm his way forward and get to work with his own punches, particularly at short and mid-range. But you see, that for me has been the issue for Mamedov tonight. Both men smothering their work on the inside. But I'm not sure Mamedov has found his distance with any consistency. Spins off the line effectively, but finding Shafiev in his chest once again. There he ran him into a terrific shot as he was looking to bulldoze his way in close. Nice double left hand from Mamedov. Spins out of, or dips out of the corner nicely. Now this is where Shafiev has got to get busy, surely. He's the man more ideally suited for this type of work on the inside. But he wasn't able to get those hands free and work up close. Leaping left hook not too far away. Mamedov keen to show the referee that it's not him doing the holding. So Shafiev perhaps guilty of loading up a little bit too much here. Counter left hand not too far away from Mamedov. Beautiful double left hand again, body then head from Mamedov. And Shafiev, whose jab was, for my money, so effective in the opening round, seems to have neglected it a little bit here. Leaping in with hooks and trying to land with punches. There he does get back to the jab, but he's out of range. Well, he's continuing to pursue his man. Wasn't too far away with a left hook there. Shafiev. He's turned southpaw now. So Shafiev presenting a different look, dropping his hands, trying to lure his man in. Again, he's just perhaps guilty of smothering his own work when he gets up close, because surely if a man of this stature compared to Mamedov finds himself in that type of territory, working the body with bent arm shots, an uppercut through the middle should be the order of the day. There he's touched with a right cross. He sought to get inside, and his timing has just eluded him a little bit here, so too is his distance, because he's long with the attempted punches. Shafiev, so keen is he to get back into the mix. Bit of an untidy round, that one. But I think it's the man in red who has done it, or done the better work to take it. Remember, he took the first unanimously, where I thought the man in blue was perhaps a touch unlucky, but that's just how I saw it from my position here ringside. And I don't think that, well, if anything, Shafiev was less effective running onto shots like that, while his jab seemed to be neglected. And he was going in search of arcing punches that allowed Mamedov to shoot down the middle. So the second round completed, and both of them scored unanimously in favor of the man in red.
Seconds out. Round two.
So as we move into the third and final round, Mehron Shafiev needs a massive final 3 minutes here. And he's going about it in determined fashion, trying to secure it. But his accuracy really was lacking in the second round, and there he's starting to resort to roughhouse tactics, pushing his man backwards into the ropes. So Subhan Mamedov can avoid to enter bout management mode here now. Still, Shafiev continues to come. Absolutely nothing wrong with his intensity and his desire. Perhaps there has to be a little more planning behind his intended attacks, because he's just seeking to walk into the front foot door. There he's bobbing and weaving his way into range, but not setting anything up with the jab, and the hooks are invariably falling short. Whereas in the first round, from my ringside commentary position here, I thought his jab served him very well indeed. But we haven't seen that. There it is, right on cue, and it was a scoring shot from Mamedov. Excuse me, from Shafiev against Mamedov. So final 30 seconds of the contest, and a jab is an effective shot once again. I really can't and down to the body, I really can't understand why he neglected it to the extent that he did in the second round. Perhaps he was discouraged, but what appeared to be good use of the jab wasn't rewarded in the opening round, where he conceded it unanimously. And now he's up close, just suffocating his own work a little bit. Here's Shafiev. But he's used the jab really well, but it was practically non-existent during the course of the second round. Another scoring jab on an upward trajectory from Shafiev, and he doesn't want to accept this clinch here. He needs to get his hands loose and work the man downstairs. So Mamedov up on his toes. Using the space of the ring very effectively. He's clocked up an awful lot of mileage up there in the boxing ring. Nice left jab from Mamedov off the back foot. Well, he really is continuing to go for it. Shafiev. And that concludes the contest. Much better performance in the third round from Shafiev compared to the second. Again, I thought he was rather unfortunate not to take anything from the first, but given the way things have unfolded here, I think it's going to be a unanimous point decision victory in favor of the man in red.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, your winner by unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing Azerbaijan, Subhan Mamedov.
So Subhan Mamedov of Azerbaijan, a unanimous point decision victor in the 48 kilogram minimum weight division. And he goes through to the quarter-final stage where he will face off against Shodiyorjon Melikuziev of Uzbekistan. And this is how he got there. Walked his man onto some very effective punches. As for Shafiev, he never stopped competing, never stopped trying. But his accuracy letting him down, particularly in the second round. And it's Mamedov who goes through.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we now enter the 265th contest in the elite men's under 48 kilogram minimum division. Introducing first your referee from Croatia, Anvarzhan Gustin. Please welcome firstly into the red corner representing Armenia, Baregham Harutyunyan. And his opponent in the blue corner representing Thailand, Teerapat Itan. Your judges for this contest are from Uzbekistan, China, Cuba, Serbia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina.
So into the ring from the red corner, at the red corner, is Baregham Harutyunyan, 36 years of age now, competing in his second consecutive IBA World Championships. Over in the blue corner is Teerapat Itan. Just 19 years of age at the other end of the experience spectrum. So the waistband of Itan just being adjusted. That belt line has to be visible. See the spelling of his name on the jersey. When you look at it on the entry list, it's I-T-A-N. I've been assured that it's Teerapat Itan.
Round 1.
This is action in the 48 kilogram minimum weight division at the round of 16 stage. Contest between boxers from Armenia and Thailand, and the taller figure wearing red is the veteran Baregham Harutyunyan, 36 years of age now, part of a 13-strong Armenian boxing team. A more compact boxer wearing blue, just dynamically wheeling around the perimeter of the boxing ring is Teerapat, just 19 years of age, part of a 4-strong Thailand boxing team, and both of these men competing in their first bout of Dubai 2025, having received a bye, having received byes in the round of 32. Nice raiding attack with the left-right combination, and Etan possesses a fantastic set of wheels, moving around the ring at great speed, both counterclockwise and clockwise. Harutyunyan trying to close the distance, but look at that quick-fisted attack to the body from Etan. Harutyunyan remaining in search of him, got him pinned near the neutral corner. Will he be able to take advantage, but able to slide away on feet that seldom stop moving was Etan. Scoring right cross to the body from Etan, who's doing an outstanding job keeping the movement going. Harutyunyan trying to cut him off, but the speed of the man's movement is causing even the referee to take evasive action. So Harutyunyan trying to establish that longer jab, but he's in against an opponent who simply will not stay still. Right hand over the top, not too far away. So will Harutyunyan seek to drop down and try to target the body, but you can see the disparity in height. There's a nice right hand from Harutyunyan. Responding immediately was Etan. And not only is there a disparity in height between the two, he's increasing that, exacerbating the height difference by boxing out of a crouch. So from Harutyunyan's perspective, there's practically nothing to hit. My goodness, this is an exhibition of fantastic footwork from Etan, but he's tagged by a right hand there. My goodness, held his feet for just a fraction of a second, and after practically 3 minutes of patient pursuit of his man, we struggled to catch up to him with any consistency. A right cross caught Teerapat Etan near his own corner, and it completely disrupted his boxing stance. What a dramatic development in the closing seconds of the opening round, and that is why the concentration and the observation is absolutely essential, because in this sport things can change in the blink of an eye, and that was the blink of an eye that changed things in that round there. Remember, Deontay Wilder, Olympic bronze medalist and former world heavyweight champion, said, I've got to be perfect for just 1 second. And that was perhaps, while it wasn't perfect, it was pretty good. A long right cross, catching the man in the presence of Nico Ali Walsh, the grandson of the 1960 Rome Olympic champion and the first man to win the heavyweight championship of the world 3 times. The man in the white jersey is Nico Ali Walsh, no stranger to boxing on IBA pro nights, most recently in that 50th anniversary celebration of the Thriller in Manila over in the Filipino capital. Good to see him in attendance here at the IBA World Boxing Championships, where we had a dramatic conclusion to the first round because Baregham Harutyunyan, European Championship quarter-finalist last year, in the edition that was in Belgrade in Serbia, spent 3 minutes pursuing this little dynamo from Thailand, and then he held his feet for just a fraction of a second, and a long raking right cross came down as straight as an arrow, brought about a standing count. It was a terrific punch, and the man in red took the opening round on a unanimous verdict. So Etan, that the most illustrative of reminders that he cannot hold his feet for even a fraction of a second. Got to keep the movement going. Of course, that is a demanding task in terms of the energy that it consumes, but he is only 19 years of age, remember. Oh, and that's a nice check right hand as he spun off the line from Etan. But with the movement, he's got to try and land some effective offense, because right now he's making it difficult for Harutyunyan to catch him, but he's got to complete the fistic equation, because if he's making him miss, he has got to make him pay. Harutyunyan, his punches coming in a much straighter fashion. Good right hand to the body from Etan. Left hook came back in response from the man in red. So spoken to about punching incorrectly is Harutyunyan. Nice counter left jab from Etan. Oh, that's a whipping bolo shot into the body, and now Etan is beginning to find his range with some pot shot successes. Stealing a glance to this blue corner where the instructions are coming in vocal, fashion. Risky business to hold his feet in the manner that he did. There's a piercing right cross landed by Harutyunyan. Excuse me, by Etan, as Harutyunyan is spoken to about punching incorrectly once again. Making it rough on the inside, digging away with his free right hand, and there's the bell to conclude the second round. Just in the closing stages, Etan began to pot shot his way to some successes. Bolo punch to the body. It's a dramatic turnaround from what happened in the closing stages of the first, because here in round number 2, for the most part, he did keep the movement going. And as a consequence, Harutyunyan wasn't able to catch the man cleanly with any type of consistency. And the response from Etan has seen him take the second round, including a 10-8 verdict. So a clean sweep of the cards, 4 scores of 10-9, 1 of 10-8 from judge number 2.
Seconds out.
Which means that going into the final round, we have 4 scores at a deadlock, 19 points apiece. It has all come down to the final 3 minutes.
Your third and final round.
So into round 3 we go, in a contest where the 19-year-old Teerapat Etan. Oh, now this is a real, he's punching incorrectly. So he's been docked a point for punching incorrectly. He's been spoken to on numerous occasions about that infringement, and that is a significant development in the context of this contest, because the momentum shifted significantly during the second round. The man wearing blue from Thailand conceded the opening round unanimously after he was exhibiting movements of this quality for the first 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Oh, but there he gets picked off by a long left-right combination. He held his feet for just a fraction of a second, and Harutyunyan was optimally placed to uncoil a right cross that spun him around and brought about a standing count. In the second round, Etan did a much better job of keeping the movement going and scored with good bolo punches into the body of his taller opponents. Now, during the course of those 2 rounds, particularly in the second, Harutyunyan was spoken to repeatedly about punching incorrectly with the inside of the glove and the forearm. And here in the third round, he's been docked a point for disregarding the rules in that regard concerning punching. So that is why he's really going for it here, because the point deduction is going to be taken into account at the end. And we have 4 scores that are tied at 19 points apiece. As for Etan, he has got to try and keep the movement going, and we're only just beyond the halfway stage. Remember, the winner of this contest will earn at least $10,000 US by making it through to the quarterfinals. And here's the movement of Etan beginning to slow just a little bit. His corner team just to the right of my commentary position are yelling instructions and encouragement, and now he's been docked a point for holding. So it was crucial that he kept his composure, but the fatiguing man who was then taking a right cross on the resumption just handed the advantage right back to Harutyunyan. He's only 19, remember, the big gap in international experience, but his energy tank is depleting at a rapid rate, and he's struggling to keep the movement going. But he doesn't want to get docked another point, which would tilt the balance in Harutyunyan's favor. He's holding on desperately once again because he's not got the energy to keep the movement going at the clip that he demonstrated. 10 seconds remaining. Harutyunyan on the front foot. And Itan holding, he doesn't want to get another point. Harutyunyan looking to get busy, and that final right hand could well have been enough to turn the tables in favor of the man in red. That is certainly what he feels. But so much mileage was clocked up in terms of darting around the boxing ring by Teerapat Itan that in the closing stages, despite a point having been deducted from Harutyunyan for punching incorrectly, he's then docked a point for excessive holding. I think the man in red has taken the final round, but remember that, well, there's point deductions either way, so now that's irrelevant. I think the man in red has done enough. Because had a point not been conceded by Itan, well, it would have been really significant indeed. But as things stand, the point deductions each way have cancelled things out. Let's see who's going through. I think it's the man in red.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, your winner by split decision in the red corner, representing Armenia, Baregham Harutyunyan.
So there is confirmation of a 4-1 split decision victory in favor of Baregham Harutyunyan. And my goodness, you have to feel for young Teerapat Itan of Thailand, because he was just seconds away from surely progressing because of the point deduction that was taken from Harutyunyan. But he, with a gas tank that was draining rapidly, was holding on repeatedly. He was docked a point. The point deduction either way cancelled one another out, and the stronger final round produced by Harutyunyan sends him through to the quarterfinals, and he's at least $10,000 richer, having made it through to the final 8 stage. But what footwork possessed by Itan. We'll surely see him again in the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we now enter the 266 contest in the elite men's under 48 kilogram minimum weight division. Introducing firstly the referee from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Saleh Abal Khail. Please welcome firstly into the red corner, representing Sri Lanka, Danil Hasika Tissaaratchy. And his opponent in the blue corner, representing Georgia, Sakhil Alakhverdovi. Your judges for this contest are from Serbia, Zimbabwe, Uzbekistan, Moldova, and China.
So the man in the red corner is Danil Tissaaratchy. 23 years of age is the man. I'm part of an 8-strong Sri Lankan boxing team. In the round of 32, he was a 4-1 winner over Silas Onyango of Kenya. His opponent over in the blue corner is Sakhil Alakhverdovi, the tournament number 2 seed, World Championship silver medalist from the most recent edition of the global event in Tashkent 2 years ago. He had a bye in the round of 32.
Round one.
So we are in the bottom of the men's 48 kilogram minimum weight drawing. It's a contest between boxers from Sri Lanka and Tajikistan. Excuse me, Sri Lanka and Georgia is where these boxers hail from. The taller boxer, wearing red, is Danil Tissaaratchy, 23 years of age, competing in his second bout of Dubai 2025. His opponent, Sakhil Alakhverdovi, the tournament number 2 seed, received a bye in the opening round, so this is opening contest of the event here in the UAE. Nice lead right hand landed by Tissaaratchy. You can see somehow the more compact figure of Alakhverdovi has got to get his way inside the reach advantage that the man in red possesses. He's an experienced operator. Second global event of the year for him, having competed in the World Boxing Championships, the World Boxing Championships up in Liverpool. He's keen to make a return run to the medal rostrum for the second IBA World Championships in a row, having boxed his way to a sensational silver medal in Tashkent. So feinting over that front foot is Tissaaratchy. So Tissaaratchy electing to operate behind low held hands. Look at the feinting from Alakhverdovi to try and get himself inside the longer reach of the man in red. Nice use of the feet from Alakhverdovi. Scoring right cross to the body, looking to counter was Tissaaratchy. Good scoring straight shot without reply from Tissaaratchy. Alakhverdovi in search of the counter, but just couldn't catch his man. So the first round in the book. Both men enjoying success in their preferred territories. I happen to think the man in red did the better work. How will the 5 scoring judges see it? There wasn't much in it. He was able to land on a couple of occasions without reply. Tissaaratchy. And it's a 3-2 split in favor of the man in red.
Seconds out. Round 2.
So Sakhil Alakhverdovi, part of a 4-strong Georgian boxing team. Just edged out in the first round by a 3-2 margin by Danil Tissaaratchy, who is from a boxing family. We've just seen Nico Ali Walsh in attendance here at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Centre. Well, Tissaaratchy's grandfather was also a boxer, 2-time Olympian no less, who competed in London 48 and Helsinki 52 in the boxing ring. Was Alakhverdovi scores with a nice counter right hand out of the orthodox stance, and he elected to go on the back foot. And that's a wonderful counter right hand after he drew the lead from Tissaaratchy and was able to counter. So it's always a thrilling strategy to watch, particularly when there's a disparity in height and reach. Because the more compact boxer, you're trying to draw in his taller adversary, and look at the feinting, trying to draw that lead that can be countered, convinced that he's going to make his man miss, and then snake back with a shot without reply and escape on quick feet. That's what he looked to do right there. But he was inaccurate with the shot, and Tissaaratchy was ghosting away. Exchange of shots from the boxers saw both of them take a step back. So point scoring punches at something of a premium here. Nice defense with the right hand, and then coming forward with a flurry of shots while walking across the canvas is Alakhverdovi, adopting the half cover guard, who will be able to find some accuracy and precision on their attempted punches. Two fast-fisted operators here, stepping into range and scoring with a couple of shots is Alakhverdovi. Nice right jab to the body from Tissaaratchy. Remember, he took the first round by the narrowest of margins on a 3-2 split. Oh, there's a wonderful reverse 1-2 on the counter. Alakhverdovi implementing the tactics that we described just a few moments ago. Drew the man in, made him miss, and then made him pay with a really precise combination. Right hand success once again from Alakhverdovi. Tissaaratchy keen to get his own back, and he's being picked off as he seeks to charge forward. Nothing wrong with the man's desire, but the manner in which he came forward saw him scored upon with a couple of cracking combinations in the closing stages of the second round. I happen to think that Alakhverdovi did the better work in round number 2, courtesy of those really eye-catching combos in the closing stages. As we take a look at some of the action, there it is. Made the man miss, made him pay. The art of boxing epitomized. So both men exchanged shots earlier on in the round, and each were forced to take each man was forced to take a step back. And it's a clean sweep of the cards. But because Tissaaratchy edged the first 3-2, we have 3 scorecards that are deadlocked, 19 points apiece going into the final 3 minutes.
Out. Your third and final round.
So we move into the third and final round of a contest that is in the balance in the 48-kilogram minimum weight division. Danil Tissaaratchy, the 23-year-old from Sri Lanka, edged the first round on a 3-2 split, and then by producing some moments of quality in the closing stages of the second round, Sakhil Alakhverdovi took the second round unanimously. So we have 3 scorecards that are all square, 19 points apiece. And that was the layback and counter that served Alakhverdovi so well in the second round. Looking to uncoil it once again. Mention the fact that Tissaaratchy comes from a boxing family, as each man going in search of backhands. Never actually met his grandfather, but boxing very much in his blood, and he said that he feels the legacy deeply. Didn't start boxing until he was 17. He used to play football, but he was always getting sent off because he liked fighting, and he scores with a good 1-2 there, does Tissaaratchy, and then he's looking for the southpaw right hook. There's another prominent IBA boxer, and indeed world champion in the professional ranks, who had a similar route into the sport. Welsh wizard Joe Cordina who was a European champion in the 2015 edition, 2016 Olympian, and world champion in the pro ranks on 2 occasions, taking the IBF title. He used to play rugby, but he was always getting booked and sent off for fighting. So they sent him to the boxing gym and he never looked back. And here is Tissaaratchy, who found a similar route into the sport in a really competitive tussle as he scores with a left cross to the body against the 2023 World Championship silver medalist, Sakhil Alakhverdovi. And the aggression which ran Tissaaratchy into trouble in the second round is serving him well here in the third. Just under a minute remaining. Can Alakhverdovi rediscover the timing and razor sharpness that served him so well in the second? Trying to set that trap for his man once again. There you see him looking for the counter right hand, but he couldn't find a home for the right hand he fired in. Misses being traded there with Tissaaratchy, who ended the coming together with a shot to the body. Alakhverdovi playing with that mouthpiece. That's often a sign of a boxer who is feeling the pace. Got through with the left hand on the inside, and then there's a takedown to the canvas inside the closing 10 seconds of the round. Beautiful 1-2. Ran Tissaaratchy onto it again, and is that another moment of quality that is going to be enough to send Sakhil Tissaaratchy through to the quarterfinals. Excuse me, Sakhil Alakhverdovi through to the quarterfinals. But that cannot discount the effective pressure that Tissaaratchy brought in the early stages. He ran onto that 1-2 at the end. It's incredibly tight. Which way will this go? And remember, in the event that we have a 3-2 verdict, we will be going to bout review automatically. It's incredibly tight. If I was forced to lean one way or the other, I'd probably plump for Alakhverdovi in the blue corner. But what say the 5 scoring judges? Let's listen in.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, after a bout review, your winner by split decision in the blue corner, representing
Look
Georgia,
at the contrast in emotions.
Alakhverdovi.
After Sakhil Alakhverdovi is declared a winner on bout review, and look at those scores, because that means that the man in red edged the final round 3-2. But after going to bout review, both the evaluator and the observer, the 6th and 7th judges, both of them preferring the work of Alakhverdovi, and it is Alakhverdovi who has prevailed on a 5-2 split at the conclusion of an incredibly tight, competitive and skillful affair. Danil Tissaaratchy acquitting himself very well in his first appearance on the global stage. And the 2023 World Championship silver medalist remains in contention for another run to the podium. And there was the moment of confirmation. Terrific contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we now enter bout number 267 in an elite men's under kilogram lightweight contest. Your referee in charge of the action from Cuba, Wilfredo Vasquez Calero. Please welcome firstly into the red corner, representing Tajikistan, Akmal Ubaidov. And his opponent in the blue corner, representing North Macedonia, Alen RUSTEMOVSKI. Your judges from Algeria, Russia, Kyrgyzstan, Iraq and Spain.
So into the red corner is 25-year-old Akmal Ubaidov, part of a full-size 13-man boxing team. His opponent is 21-year-old Alen RUSTEMOVSKI from North Macedonia.
Round one.
We are in the 60-kilogram lightweight division, and this is a contest between boxers from Tajikistan and North Macedonia. The man wearing red is the tournament #3 seed, Akmal Ubaidov. Received a bye in the round of 64. In the round of 32, he won on a third-round stoppage over in Ring A against Melikuziev of IBA England. 2-8 counts in the second round and 8 counts in the third, and the contest was stopped. The man wearing blue is Alen RUSTEMOVSKI. 21 years of age is the man from North Macedonia, part of a 2-man North Macedonia boxing team. He too received a bye in the round of 64 for producing a unanimous points decision victory over Nick Devlin of Scotland in Ring A. Approaching the halfway stage of this opening round. Just looking to keep his man near the confinement of the corner. Here's the tournament #3 seed, Akmal Ubaidov. Good left cross into the body from the southpaw in red. Left hand over the top, wasn't too far away from Ubaidov. Well, clearly possesses good footwork. There's RUSTEMOVSKI. He's keeping himself confined near the ropes and the corners on the perimeter of the boxing ring. Can he do something to try and get to the space of ring center and use what appears to be a bit of an advantage in terms of reach? But you see those punches not let go within range. So while he's making himself difficult to catch, just going back in a straight line to the ropes, and he's picked off by a right cross. There's been very little effective offense from the man in blue, and now he's looking to hold on. There's a disparity in international experience, remember. But I think it's going to be Ubaidov who will have taken that opening round. Some of the action from the first, where jolting left jab was landed by RUSTEMOVSKI. But he spent an awful lot of time in that type of position, and that allowed Ubaidov to get to work and land with effective punches, often without reply. So a 4-1 split in favor of the tournament #3 seed. Judge #5 preferring to work of RUSTEMOVSKI.
Seconds out. Round 2.
So moving to the second round. Akmal Ubaidov, experience on the IBA professional circuit. He's amassed a perfect 3-0 record. His last contest was in the capital city of his home country, Dushanbe, where it's a really popular feature. IBA professional boxing nights. Oh, good left hook to the body landed by Ubaidov. As for RUSTEMOVSKI, as mentioned, it's his second appearance at the World Championships and competed in the continental event at 57 kilograms in Belgrade last year. Here he's competing in the 60 kilogram lightweight division, but he's just keeping himself pinned against the ropes, and I think he's feeling the effects of these body shots. Again, another bushel of punches just above the belt line from Ubaidov, who's quickened his feet here now. Again, it's proving to be a very difficult endeavor for RUSTEMOVSKI to try and keep the man in red at bay. Just inaccurate with his attempted backhand. It's Ubaidov. Now he's out to the space of the boxing ring and away from the ropes. Can he get that jab working? But he's retreated to the strands once again, inviting pressure by adopting that posture. And look at that. You see how the man is edged forward and helps himself to a left hook. And that's because with his feet and with his presence, he's just putting the man right where he wants him. And resulted in a trade-off. But I think it's Ubaidov who's getting the better of these exchanges. Rather negative ring position in a sense, and is being adopted for the most part as a counter left hand comes over the top from Ubaidov. Good work to the body from the man in red to get the better of that exchange after RUSTEMOVSKI scored upstairs. Oh, that's a good right hand landed by Ubaidov. RUSTEMOVSKI's wasn't too far away. Well, again, confining himself to corners, and I think that's going to be another round in favor of Akmal Ubaidov. Some of the action from round number 2. So a clean sweep of the cards for Akmal Ubaidov. He leads 20 points to 18 for 4 of the 5 scoring judges.
Seconds out. Your third and final round.
So as we move into the third and final round, Alen RUSTEMOVSKI has got some difficult decisions to make here now if he wants to remain in contention here at Dubai 2025. It's a bit of a spectacular takedown move, shoulder toss from Ubaidov. Because he's conceded the first round 4-1, he's conceded the second round unanimously. And he spent the majority of the contest on the perimeter of the boxing ring, near the ropes. He showed good footwork, good poise under pressure as he takes a good right hand, but there has been precious little offensive success to speak about from RUSTEMOVSKI's point of view. There's a leaping left hook that lands from Ubaidov, and now, having not had much success offensively, he's got to go in search of it, and that could well see him walk onto something from Ubaidov. So it's a very tricky position indeed if you're an out-and-out counter-puncher to try and get onto the front foot in a bid to overturn a deficit. But again, he's gone back to the type of ring position he's adopted and demonstrated for the majority of this contest here. Hasn't really found his timing or distance on a consistent basis. I don't think there was a command of break, so Ubaidov well within his rights to help himself to that right hand. Oh, that's a cracking counter right hand from Ubaidov after he made RUSTEMOVSKI miss. Now he's trying to get that jab working. Now he brings a right hand into play. Didn't find the range, but surely we should have seen this type of more positive approach earlier on in the contest. Lost the first round 4-1, conceded the second unanimously, but now he's retreated back to the corner once again. But it was a really stiff left jab that he shot out from the middle of the boxing ring. Had purpose behind it, but surely we need to see more of that. Easier said than done, of course, against an operator as talented as the reigning Asian champion Akmal Ubaidov. Claiming that continental title. That's a low blow with the right hand from Ubaidov, but claiming that continental title in the event in Chiang Mai, Thailand last year. Good right hand to the body. And there's the bell to conclude the contest. I think both men know the outcome as soon as the bell sounded to conclude this round of 16 encounter in a lightweight division.
Ladies and gentlemen, on Ring B, your winner by unanimous decision in the red corner from Tajikistan, Akmal Ubaidov.
So Akmal Ubaidov, a unanimous point decision victory, and wonderful to see that respect between the two boxers. But it's the reigning Asian champion who goes through to the quarterfinal stage, bagging himself at least $10,000 US. And he will hope to secure at least one more victory to make it through to the medal stages. Akmal Ubaidov with a very composed performance to eliminate the man from North Macedonia, Alen RUSTEMOVSKI. Got himself a win over Nick Devlin in the previous round, but met one of the best boxers on the planet at the round of 16 stage. And it's Alakhverdovi who goes through.
Ladies and gentlemen, on Ring B, we enter bout number 268 in an elite men's under 60 kilogram lightweight contest. Introducing first the referee from Bosnia and Herzegovina, Tina Politan. Please welcome firstly into the red corner representing Kazakhstan, Serik TEMIRZHANOV. And his opponent in the blue corner representing Zambia, Chilata. Your judges are from Spain, Russia, Croatia, China, and Algeria.
So there is one of the very best boxers in the world. It's Serik TEMIRZHANOV, part of a 13-strong Kazakh boxing team, World Championship silver medalist down at featherweight in 2021. The following year, he took Asian silver in Amman in Jordan. An Olympian in 2021, 27 years of age now, received a bye in the round of 64 and was just a little bit quicker and sharper than the Mongolian veteran Senbatar Erdenebat of Mongolia over in Ring A at the round of 32. As for Andrew Chilata, he's been installed as the tournament number 6 seed, part of a 7-strong Zambian boxing team, a bye in the round of 64, a walkover against Niger in the round of 32. So here he is on day 5, and it's his first bout of the tournament in the most populous weight class of Dubai 2025.
Round 1.
So we're underway. This is action from the men's 60-kilogram lightweight division between boxers from Kazakhstan and Zambia. The man who just got through with a good right hand a few moments ago, wearing the blue with the two-tone hairstyle, is Andrew Chilata, the 2024 All-African Games silver medalist at the delayed event that took place in the Ghanaian capital Accra last year. Again, his first bout of Dubai 2025. The man wearing red, who's looking to work the body effectively, is Serik TEMIRZHANOV of Kazakhstan. Already has experienced podium success on the global stage, having taken that World Championship silver in 2021. It was Duke Reagan of the United States who eliminated him from the Olympics Games earlier that year in Tokyo. So Chilata, just beaten to the punch on that occasion, but letting his hands go freely and without fear of the reputation of the man in front of him as he lands a good right cross. Good body shot from Chilata. Switching feet in front of his man, currently as a southpaw boxer, as he sought to work the body. Counter right hand was straight down the pipe from TEMIRZHANOV. But look at the industry coming from Chilata. Both men exchanging body shots with their backhand. Nice left uppercut, right hook from TEMIRZHANOV. Looks to be the physically bigger boxer, even though they both occupy the same weight class. Seeking to impose that physicality now. There was a ripping right uppercut which snapped the head back of Chilata. Check left hook not too far away from Chilata, circling off the line as he landed it. TEMIRZHANOV with a lead left, half hook, half uppercut. Switching to southpaw once again is Chilata. Busy opening round of boxing, my goodness. Both men letting their hands go freely. during the course of the first 3 minutes. Some of the action from the opening round, neither man hanging around to find or to try and work their way into range or distance, but I think despite the industry of the man in blue, I think the better work came from Serik TEMIRZHANOV. But how will the scoring judges see this one? It's a busy opening round. Chilata switching stances in front of his man. You take a look at the cards and it's a clean sweep of the cards in favor of TEMIRZHANOV, who's eschewing the stall in between rounds.
Seconds out.
That red corner. Well, I think I just heard a Zambian coach say to Chilata the phrase 5-0. So he's aware of the context of the contest as we go into the second round, and that is why he's come out in aggressive fashion out of the southpaw stance. Man who's switched during the course of the first 3 minutes. Bit of a takedown move around the rear of the head. And it's Chilata who's spoken to about keeping his head up. Roundhouse right was off the mark from TEMIRZHANOV. My goodness. Very physical at close range between these two. TEMIRZHANOV having taken the opening round unanimously, just seeking to get onto the front foot here now and impose his physicality and all his experience, feinting over that front foot, whips in a bolo backhand to the body, and Chilata finding himself pinned in the corner. He takes a cracking left hook to the temple, followed by one to the body shot, while Chilata was practically crawling across the canvas. Now that's not TEMIRZHANOV's concern. Gloves to wipe clean in the action. Oh, that is a devastating, debilitating body shot. The left hook beneath the right elbow, and it has been waved off immediately by the referee, Teerapat. An absolutely exquisite body shot, crumpling Andrew Chilata to the canvas, and there was no way he was going to beat the count. The referee could have counted to 20, and he wouldn't have got back to his feet. An absolutely exquisite punch. Leaned over to his left and shoveled in a body shot right beneath the elbow, in and around the floating ribs, making sure that he's insta-ready to receive this verdict. Here's Serik TEMIRZHANOV, and that was a cracking punch to conclude the contest in the most emphatic fashion. I can tell you that Andrew Chilata is okay. He's made it back to the blue corner. He's having his gloves removed by his corner team. He'll be bitterly disappointed, of course, but that a really efficient and emphatic ending produced by Serik TEMIRZHANOV.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, the fight was called to the halt in round number 2 for your winner by knockout. In the red corner from Kazakhstan, Serik TEMIRZHANOV.
So, Serik TEMIRZHANOV eliminating the tournament number 6 seed, Andrew Chilata of Zambia. He's had a long wait to get his tournament underway. after a bye in the first round and a walkover in the round of 32, but Serik TEMIRZHANOV in magnificent form. And it was a single shot finish with that perfectly picked left hook to the body. Wonderful combination punching. And the final left hook producing the victory to send TEMIRZHANOV through to the quarterfinals with the tournament's number 3 seed awaits. And that is Ubaidov of Tajikistan.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we move to our 269th contest in the elite men's under 60 kilogram lightweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Turkmenistan, Ishanguli Meret Nayazov. Please welcome firstly into the red corner representing Kyrgyzstan, Ryspek BEKTENOV. And his opponent in the blue corner representing Brazil, Arilson da Silva GONCALVES.
The red corner is Ryspek BEKTENOV.
Judges from
number 7 seed.
Moldova, Azerbaijan,
Asian
Cuba,
Championship bronze medalist
Bosnia and Herzegovina,
Chiang Mai.
and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
The round of 64, he had a bye, and it was a 4-1 split decision win over Arilson of Albania. But the man who has sprinted his way into the boxing ring with a whole host of vocal support behind him is Arilson da Silva GONCALVES. He preparing for his 3rd bout of Dubai 2025, as we see the 24-year-old Ryspek BEKTENOV. Again, 4-1 points decision winner over Arilson of Albania in round B, in ring B, in the 2nd round. And there is Arilson da Silva GONCALVES. Won in the round of 64 on a unanimous points decision verdict, and then in the round of 32 beat Mohit Thakur of India. Gave an 8 count in round 2 with a double right hand and a really good exhibition of switch.
Round 1.
So what a contest we have in store here. We're in the 60 kilogram lightweight division. It's the round of 16, a winner through to the quarterfinal stage and at least $10,000 US from the record $8.23 million prize pool that's on offer here at Dubai 2025. The man wearing red, who had just got through with a left jab to the body before taking one of his own, is Ryspek BEKTENOV. Number 7 seed, 24 years of age. In his 2nd contest here, having outpointed the man from Albania in a close bout in ring B. That was at the round of 32. His opponent is Arilson da Silva GONCALVES. 3rd fight of the tournament if he gets tagged with a solid shot there. BEKTENOV with a good right hand to the body. Da Silva has demonstrated terrific imagination, ring craft and movement during the course of the tournament so far. He's switched, he's varied his attack beautifully. Now operating as a southpaw boxer. Each of these men making winning starts to their professional careers. And here they are focusing on the 3-round format. As BEKTENOV on the front foot, seeking to back his man up. So spending an awful lot of time on the ropes here is Da Silva. And at his best, he's been using the space of the boxing ring very effectively during the course of this tournament. getting touched up to the body for scoring punches, then an uppercut, snapping his head back in between his high-held hands, and another right hand. And now he's trying to bomb away with his own backhand, but this has been a terrific portion of the round for BEKTENOV. BEKTENOV coming in here with that continental bronze. And he just takes a stiff single there from De Silva. Solid right hand landed by De Silva. BEKTENOV just trying to feint his way in, drops down to the body and scores with a good left hand. De Silva countering immediately with a backhand of his own. Counter right hand off the ropes was an effective shot from De Silva. And a left-right combination scored by BEKTENOV right on the bell. I think this man did the better work, the more consistent work over the course of the first 3 minutes, but what say the 5 scoring judges seated around the boxing ring? Make no mistake, De Silva was in it, but did he do enough to take it? I think for that portion of the round where he was on the ropes and this man found his range more effectively, that's what tilted it for him from my perspective, but the judges see it differently. And it's a 3-2 split in favor of De Silva. Judges 1 and 5 preferring the work of BEKTENOV.
Round 2.
So moving to the second round, Ryspek BEKTENOV has been edged in the first 3-2. And that is why he's come out in aggressive mood. But everything that he launches with the straight shots is being countered. And every success that De Silva enjoys as he scores with a right uppercut and left hook around the corner, and now he really is beginning to put his punches together effectively. BEKTENOV comes back with a left hook and then a stab jab to the body. But De Silva standing his ground in the middle of the boxing ring. What a left-right combination to just stop the advancing BEKTENOV in his tracks. In the first round, he spent an awful lot of time on the ropes, and I thought that was enough to see him just edged out in the round, but the judges saw it differently. Here, he's commanding the space of center ring, which is what he's done so effectively during the course of this entire tournament. And Ryspek BEKTENOV is finding this a difficult puzzle to solve. There he drives in a hard right hand to the body. And now BEKTENOV is being backed up by the presence and the pressure of De Silva. What a turnaround here. And again, every success that is produced by De Silva is cheered enthusiastically by his teammates, his compatriots, and everybody connected with Brazil here in Dubai. So just thought about launching the right uppercut, which served him so well in the round of 32, De Silva. BEKTENOV, there he lands a good left-right combination because he needed something. Because being forced onto the back foot as he takes a good right hook beneath his left elbow, that brought his hands down a little bit. He's still feeling the effects of that shot. There he digs back with a left hand to the body of his own. Goes in search of the left hook upstairs. A left-right combination from BEKTENOV was an accurate piece of work. Looking for the bolo shot to the body is De Silva. And what a change from De Silva. From taking up residence on the ropes in the opening round and having a look as he walks backwards southpaw, then turns back to orthodox while in the pocket. That's a good right hand from BEKTENOV. Looking to get his respect. His respect. Left hook launch, but inaccurate from BEKTENOV. So both men going for backhands. De Silva again willing his way forwards and backing up BEKTENOV. Nice movement in the pocket from De Silva. Confident enough to operate from behind a low-held guard just a few moments ago while on the edge of range. Terrific turnaround in the second round. Remember, this man edged the first on a 3-2 split, spending a large portion of the round on the ropes. And then in the second round, well, he took up residence in center ring. And I thought he did better in the first compared to the second. But make no mistake, BEKTENOV was certainly in it, and there was a cracking combination. Perhaps the pick of the punches in that second round. But it's not enough. And look at that. The same judges have produced the same scorecards in rounds 1 and 2. So it's clearly a case of what do the judges prefer in this competitive affair. And crucially, from the Brazilian team's perspective, De Silva has got it 3 judges to 2, 20 points to 18. Judges 1 and 5 have got the same score in favor of Ryspek BEKTENOV. So too much water has been doused over Arilson De Silva. So we move into the third and final round of a contest that has been very close and competitive. Each of the rounds has been scored identically by all 5 of the scoring judges. Judges 1 and 5 preferring the work of the man in red, Ryspek BEKTENOV, the current Asian Championship bronze medalist. But judges 2, 3, and 4 have scored both of the 2 rounds 10-9 in favor of Arilson De Silva, which means he leads 20 points to 18 to give him that crucial majority. So the man in red needs a massive final round here to take us into the realm of countback. But remember, any 3-2 bout is subject to bout review. There's a good right hand from BEKTENOV. And depending on which way the observer and evaluator score the contest, well, that can overturn a verdict. So all is not lost for Ryspek BEKTENOV. But he needs a massive final round just to make things interesting. Can he produce it with just over a minute gone? Counter right hand is a wonderful shot from De Silva. And cries of Brazil ringing around this open-air venue here at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Center. Neither man particularly accurate through this portion of the round. Nice right hand from Ryspek BEKTENOV, dropped down with a left hook to the body. Counter backhand with a scoring shot from De Silva. Oh, that's a wonderful reverse 1-2. Right hand came first, followed by the left from De Silva, and he's keeping the attack going. Shoveling in a body shot against the advancing BEKTENOV. And it's a magnificent atmosphere being generated by the fans in attendance here, witnessing high-quality competition over the course, across the course of this tournament. Oh, nice right uppercut off the ropes from De Silva. Walks his way back to the space of center ring, and he's got those hands, even though they're low down, they're locked and loaded and ready to unfurl at any moment into the vicinity of Ryspek BEKTENOV. Inaccurate with these attempted shots is De Silva, but they're keeping BEKTENOV occupied, and he wasn't able to take advantage when De Silva sought residence on the ropes. BEKTENOV trying to get busy on the inside, inviting pressure is De Silva, but then he's just engaging in some clock-killing tactics here. He probably feels that he's got the edge, and BEKTENOV getting frustrated, wrestling his man down to the canvas. There's a 10-second clapper, but the clock continues to tick, and that's going to be the final action of the bout. Well, I think it's going to be the man in blue who takes that contest, because remember, we had 3-2 in favor of the man in blue. Judges 2, 3, and 4 preferred the work of De Silva over the course of the first 2 rounds. Judges 1 and 5 preferred the work of BEKTENOV over the course of the first 2 rounds. And I think that the bout management mode entered by Arilson de Silva probably saw him concede that final round. But I don't think it's going to be enough for BEKTENOV to overturn the deficit that he faces. We will go to bout review because there was no massive round produced by either boxer. And it was a 3-2 score going into the final 3 minutes. So that is why the scores could be taking a while to tabulate. Which way is this one going to go? I happen to think, given the context of the bout, that de Silva will be going through to the quarterfinals and at least $10,000 US.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring number 2, after a bout review, your winner by split decision. In the blue corner from Brazil, Alen da Silva Gonçalves.
Arilson de Silva sinks to the canvas in celebration before pounding it after prevailing on a 5-2 split decision verdict. An incredibly competitive affair between two evenly matched operators, and now the celebratory salute that has become something of a customary punctuation point here for Arilson de Silva. 3 wins out of 3. He's through to the quarterfinals and he's at least $10,000 US richer, acknowledging all sides of the arena here at the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Center as we take a look at some of the action from what was a very close and competitive affair. Ryspek BEKTENOV, the championship number 7 seed, eliminated the 2024 Asian Championship bronze medalist, played his part in what was a really compelling affair, but there was the moment of confirmation, and it's Arilson de Silva Gonçalves who goes through to the quarterfinals.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we now enter the 270th contest in the elite men's under 60 kilogram lightweight division. Introducing first the referee from Spain, Jose Juan Romero Hernandez. Please welcome into the red corner representing Ethiopia, Haymanot Desalegn ZEWDU. And his opponent in the blue corner representing Russia, Vsevolod Shumkov. Your judges
there is the 19-year-old Haymanot ZEWDU of Ethiopia.
Croatia.
Produced a terrific victory in the round of 32 against Mikaleli Ravalaka of Fiji. The man in the blue corner is the championship number 2 seed, Vsevolod Shumkov, and he in the round of 32 won by a 3rd round stoppage over the man from Zimbabwe. But there is ZEWDU Haymanot. It was an awesome result for the 19-year-old in the round of 32 after receiving a bye in the round of 64. Vsevolod Shumkov, by virtue of his seeding, receiving a bye in the round of 64 as well. But a 3rd round stoppage over Mandlenkosi Madusenga of Zimbabwe, where he exploited the gap in experience. So the gloves of the 2023 World Championship bronze medalist checked. And we have a real disparity in terms of experience here. Will Shumkov be able to impose that from the outset?
Round one.
So we're underway. Action in the round of 16 in the men's 60-kilogram lightweight division between boxers from Ethiopia and Russia. The boxer wearing red is 19-year-old Haymanot ZEWDU, one of 5 in the Ethiopian boxing team. His opponent is one of the most decorated 3-round IBA boxers in the world. It's the tournament #2 seed, the man wearing blue, Shodiyorjon, the reigning European champion, having taken gold at 60 kilograms in the edition in Belgrade last year. And at the most recent World Championships in Tashkent, he came away with a bronze medal on the global stage. Arcing right hand over the top. But I can only imagine that Haymanot ZEWDU's confidence must be through the roof after his epic victory in the round of 32. Lost the first round unanimously and then found confidence, began to assert himself, and his opponent in front of him, the 7-1 professional and a man in his 2nd consecutive World Championships, Melikuziev, began to fade rather rapidly, and ZEWDU took full advantage, sticking it on the man from Fiji and having his hand raised as a unanimous decision victor to progress through here to the round of 16 as he takes a good shot to the body from Shumkov. But he's progressed through to the round of 16 against one of the very best boxers in the world, the reigning European champion. And remember, the winner guarantees himself at least $10,000 US for progressing through to the quarterfinals. Good double left hand from Shumkov, body then head, and then an overarching right hand. ZEWDU going in search of the same shot. Left hook not too far away from Shumkov, and this is far more assertive from ZEWDU. It's almost as though he had to get used to the surroundings. Just 19 years of age, remember. Hasn't competed on a stage such as this before, but in his opening round, in the opening round of his round of 32 contest, it was right here in Ring B, and he spent so much time on the ropes and near the corners. But now his confidence seems to have surged, his belief strengthened as he lands another right hand over the top against Shumkov. Right hand success once again, and that is why experience is so valuable in elite sport in general, but in boxing in particular. Is just been hit by another scything left hook from Shumkov, as Shumkov bobbing and weaving in front of ZEWDU. ZEWDU competing with everything he can muster, takes another double left hand, hook to the body, then uppercut. And nice to see that respect between the two, because there is a significant gap in experience here. But Haymanot ZEWDU competing spiritedly against the reigning European champion. Some of the action from the opening round. It's the man in blue who has won the round without any question. But again, immense credit has to go in the direction of Haymanot ZEWDU, because the performance he's producing here is in complete contrast, almost night and day, to the first round of his round 32 appearance just a few days ago. So a clean sweep of the cards for Shodiyorjon. 10-9 cards returned from all 5 scoring judges.
Seconds out. Round 2.
So we move into the second round. Haymanot ZEWDU conceded the first unanimously. Shodiyorjon takes a right hand over the top there. But this is the type of contest that global events can throw up. It's a bracket single elimination tournament, of course. There is seeding. Shodiyorjon, the #2 seed in the tournament. But by virtue of that victory in the round of 32, the World Championship debutant Haymanot ZEWDU finding himself in against one of the best boxers in the world. And again, showing that the magnitude of the stage now holds no fears for him. Shumkov looking comfortable, takes a good right hand to the body there from ZEWDU. And then just looking for the counter left hook off the back foot was Shumkov. So looking for a lead left hook of his own, and that's a really risky shot to throw against a boxer as rapid as Shumkov or ZEWDU. So rabbit punching is what the admonishment in the direction of Shumkov was about. Nice double left hand from Shumkov, hooking off the jab. And again, it's so good to see ZEWDU looking to present angles and use the space of the ring and not run for cover. Not suggesting that he was, but when there's a gap in experience of this type of, to this extent, sometimes the lesser experienced boxer can be a little overwhelmed by the reputation and the glistening accolades that the person they're sharing the ring with. But ZEWDU, while he's filled with respect, showing that he is here to compete. Right hand lead was a scoring shot as both men launched backhands at the same time, and ZEWDU's did get through. Nice jab from ZEWDU. And what invaluable experience he is accruing here now. Counter right hand again, reverse 1-2, and keeping the attack going is ZEWDU. Shumkov just giving the sense that he's the man controlling the tenor and the terms of this contest. There's a scoring jab from ZEWDU, and then a counter right hand from Shumkov just disrupts the boxing stance of ZEWDU. He explodes out of a crouch with a left hook of his own, but then he's been put under such sustained pressure during that barrage that he's issued a count. I think he's a little bit unlucky there, because he was firing back. He wasn't getting the better of the exchange, but he was certainly in the exchange. And again, wonderful to see that respect being shown to Haymanot ZEWDU by the tournament number 2 seed. Some of the action from the second round. And from Shumkov's point of view, I think he's been unduly troubled. And these boxers so competitive and see one another so often that when you're in with a new opponent, as we see a clean sweep of the cards, 10-8 in favor of Shumkov. Remember, 10-9 is for a close round, 10-8 for a clear winner, 10-7 for total domination. I think it was a clear round for Shumkov. Denis Lebedev in attendance, former cruiserweight champion of the world, supporting his compatriot.
Your third and final round.
So is there too much moisture on the face and body of ZEWDU? Quick sprint back up the steps for the corner man to address it. So sent out with words of encouragement ringing in his ears, and that is why Haymanot ZEWDU has sprinted back to center ring. He's conceded both of the rounds unanimously. Overhand right attempted by ZEWDU. Joshua Buatsi, the 2016 Olympic bronze medalist, has been in attendance here at Dubai, and he was sharing recently his experience of facing off against Julio Cesar La Cruz, who's here as the #1 seeded heavyweight. But back in the 2015 World Championships, when Josh Buatsi was still seeking to secure his Olympic qualification, he was drawn against Julio Cesar La Cruz, who wasn't yet Olympic champion, of course, but he was already en route to his 3rd world title. I was ringside in Baku, Azerbaijan in 2011 to see him at what became his 1st world championship triumph. He's now contesting another for #6 here. And Joshua Buatsi said that he felt at that time Julio Cesar La Cruz was the best in the world. And it's a sentiment that was widely held because you simply couldn't touch him. but Joshua Buatsi did manage to touch him, and he decked him during the course of the contest, would go on to drop a points decision. And even though Joshua Buatsi was more experienced than Haymanot ZEWDU, Haymanot ZEWDU here sharing the ring with one of the very best in the world, because the point Josh Buatsi was making is how much he improved from that experience. And so will Haymanot ZEWDU be able to take similar inspiration and confidence from the fact that he's sharing the ring with the reigning European champion and the 2023 World Championship bronze medalist? He's taken a good left hook to the body, and those are the shots that have crumpled many an opponent. Certainly felt the effects of it, but he's staying in there and continuing to compete, and that's why Shumkov was showing him such respect at the end of the 2 completed rounds, because this is one tough individual, and he'll be able to add to his skills and improve his experience level and his ring craft. But he's got that fighting spirit and innate toughness within him, and that is something that cannot be taught. So Haymanot ZEWDU gaining an education that money can't buy here, because he's still in there pitching, still in there competing, believing that he can summon a shot to bring about a finish, because that is what he needs for my money. Lost the first round unanimously 10-9, the second 10-8 across the board, and there's another left hand. It causes ZEWDU to drop his elbows. He certainly felt that shot, but there he is coming back with a pecking, poking right hand. His body, his expression hasn't changed, just got on his bike to ensure that he wasn't hit on the same spot once again. But a creditable performance from Haymanot ZEWDU, because it was anything but a survival mission. He went in there, he competed with everything that he has within his armory at this point in his career. Just 19 years of age, going in against the reigning European champion in the tournament, #2 seed. And I think that he will grow immensely from this experience. Don't think there's any doubt about the winner. It will be Vsevolod Shumkov going through to the quarter-final stage. But hats off to Haymanot ZEWDU for the manner in which he has competed here at Dubai 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, on Ring B, your winner by unanimous decision, in the blue corner representing Russia, Vsevolod Shumkov.
Wonderful to see that respect and words of encouragement coming from Vsevolod Shumkov. Denis Lebedev approving applause from the stands here at the Dubai Tennis Center, and just stamping his place in center ring after a terrific stint at the 23rd edition of the IBA Men's World Boxing Championships is Haymanot ZEWDU of Ethiopia. He's been outpointed on a unanimous point decision verdict, but despite being hurt to the body in the final round, despite being outscored pretty comprehensively by the reigning European champion, he never stopped competing, never looked for a place to hide, and I hope that we will see Haymanot ZEWDU in international competitions in years to come.
Ladies
but there
and
is the victor,
the
and there is the approving applause of Denis Lebedev. Vsevolod Shumkov through to the quarterfinals.
Next round, representing Scotland, in the red corner, Alen Perry. Ladies and gentlemen, on Ring B, we have our 272 contest in the elite men's under 75 kilogram middleweight division. Your referee in charge of the action from Kazakhstan, Arman Burkitbayev. Introducing first into the red corner, representing Germany, David Stepper. And his opponent in the blue corner representing Russia, Ismail Mutsalgov. Your judges are from Zimbabwe, Iraq, Moldova, Croatia, and Kyrgyzstan.
So there is David Stieper, 28-year-old from Germany. And his opponent is Ismail Mutsalgov, 23 years of age.
Round one.
This is action in the 71-kilogram middleweight division. Contest between boxers from Germany and Russia. Excuse me, it's a 75-kilogram middleweight division. It's a contest between boxers from Germany and Russia. The man wearing red, operating out of the southpaw stance, is David Stieper. Prevailing through to this round of 16 stage on a walkover in the round of 32, by in the round of 64. So 5 days in, it's his first bout of the tournament. His opponent, the tournament number 6 seed, a bye in the round of 64 and a unanimous points decision win over his opponent from Greece to progress through to this stage. Good left cross to the body landed by Mutsalgov. Nice right jab out of the southpaw stance, and the second one disrupted the boxing stance of Stieper. So content to operate behind low-held hands now is Mutsalgov. Has spoken to about keeping his punches up, a respectful touch of gloves before the action resumes, and it's another jab downstairs. And the ball rushes of Stieper. It's being rendered inaccurate by the movements of Mutsalgov. There's a nice right hand around the corner from Mutsalgov. Oh, that's a cracking left hand, and Stieper was keen to hold on after he ran into it. Pushed off the back foot to launch an attack of his own and ran into a cracking shot. And there's a stiff right jab to disrupt his boxing stance once again. Difficult closing moments of the round for Stieper and going after him, but he comes back with a good right hand of his own. There's Stieper showing his competitive spirit, but a terrific conclusion to the round by Ismail Mutsalgov. This man endured a difficult few moments in the closing stages of the round where Mutsogov really began to find his range.
Round 2.
So we move into the second round, and there's a wonderful right jab being snaked out from around his belt line by Mutsogov. Stipe has got to try and somehow find a way to get inside that. When he pushed off the back foot in the opening round, he was run onto a wonderful counterpunch. And there, Mutsogov looking to utilize the same tactics once again. Stipe comes here as the National Championship bronze medalist from Germany last year. A long wait to get his tournament underway. And plenty of support in the house for Mutsogov, who's putting the heel of his glove right into the face of Stipe. At illegal, of course. Just reaching downstairs and scoring with a flicking jab to the body is Mutsogov. Shimming his way into range before disengaging. Nice jab from Stipe. But what can he do to try and impose his own tactical approach onto this contest? Solid jab to the body once again. And then a left cross upstairs with an accurate punch. Nice movement in the pocket from Mutsogov. Oh, cracking combination, and look how it was embellished with that windmill wind-up of the backhand from Mutsogov. It was a double jab left cross. Quick as a flash in between the defenses of Stipe. Oh my goodness. He rather telegraphed that shot he was looking to launch. Wide open as he was seeking to advance. Mutsogov couldn't take advantage on that occasion. And he's having real difficulty dealing with the lead left hand, which is working like a, lead right hand, which is working like a trip hammer right now for Mutsogov. Overhand left, not too far away from Mutsogov, but he came back with a check right hook. And Stipe, when he's trying to launch his attacks from too far away, and they're being easily read by Mutsogov. So again, some type of adaptive strategy is going to have to be either thought up by Stipe or drawn up in the corner and passed on pretty quickly as the jab to the body sent Stipe backwards. Look at where he launched that attack from a mile away, and it was easily evaded by a simple step sideways and backwards by Mutsogov. So closing seconds of the second round. And a jab on the belt is Mutsogov's gift to David Stipe. 6 minutes completed, and I think both of the round, well, I think the second round will be scored unanimously in favor of Mutsogov, because Stipe just having difficulty finding the range, launching his attacks from too far away. So 2 rounds completed, both of them scored unanimously. Judge number 1 returning a 10-8 verdict in favor of the number 6 seed.
Seconds out. Your third and final round.
So as we move into the third and final round, David Stipe has got to try and do something to overturn a deficit here, but there is a gulf in terms of international experience. He's competing spiritedly, but look at how his head is being snapped back by that rapier-like right jab and then the whipping left cross around the corner. And he's completely bamboozling the man in red. What a right-left combination. It dipped the knees of Stipe, and now he's looking to disengage and hold on desperately because he was shaken down to his boots by that cracking 1-2 combination. Rapid fire, pinpoint precision from Mutsolgov. Looking to bring the hands down by targeting the body, and then brings the broom handle of a right jab back upstairs. And this is a very difficult mission for Stipe. Meeting a middleweight who's slightly taller than he is. He's backed up by a left cross once again, and he's keen to hold on because these punches are coming in with terrific speed, and I'm not sure he's seeing them coming. And moreover, they're often catching him as he's thinking to launch an attack. Look at his head get jolted backwards once again by that wonderful right jab. And that's what Mutsolgov has got to watch here with half of the round remaining, because he's well on his way to a unanimous points decision victory. He's got to keep his emotions in check and not try to play to the sizable pocket of support that he's got from his compatriots and teammates up in the stands here, and just ensure that he doesn't pick up an injury. But of course, it's very difficult sometimes to tell elite competitive boxers to enter bout management mode, because they want to assert their dominance. Oh, and an injury is being sustained to one of the legs of Stipe, and he appears in real distress. It's the left leg. He can't put any weight on it. Hopping around the ring, and I think the contest is going to be called off right here. Or is it going to be an inspection? But my goodness, we've seen boxers suffer Achilles tendon ruptures in action, and he's just struggling to put weight on his left foot. So maybe we didn't hear the sound so readily associated with an Achilles rupture, which is as loud as a gunshot on occasions. That's the fate that befell David Haye in his first contest against Tony Bellew. David Haye, 2001 World Championship silver medalist, of course, took the estimable Odlanier Solis to get the better of him in the final. Of course, Kobe Bryant ruptured his Achilles, shot the 2 free throws, the late great Kobe Bryant, and then walked off the court, shuffling the leg where the Achilles had been ruptured, walking off under his own steam. So it is something that we see in sport. I'm not quite sure of the injury that has befallen Stipe here. He's lost the contest, but he's fought through the inconvenience of a debilitating injury. Can see that the man is struggling to walk with anything resembling the gait that he brought into the boxing ring. One tough hombre is then David Stipe, but it will be Ismail Mutsolgov, the tournament number 6 seed, going through to the quarterfinal stage.
In ring B, your winner by unanimous decision. In the blue corner, representing Russia, Ismail Mutsolgov.
So there is confirmation of a unanimous points decision victory for Ismail Mutsolgov. He goes through to the quarterfinal stage and has bagged himself at least $10,000 US. Credit to David Stipe for staying in there to the extent that he did, particularly when fighting through that injury he sustained in the 3rd and final round.
ladies and gentlemen, over on ring B.
Well, there is
We have our
Alexander Besputin.
contest in an
What an
elite
IBA
men's
style
under
boxer he
75
was.
kilogram
2013
middleweight bout.
European Championship bronze medalist. And in the European Games in 2015, the inaugural edition of that event, I was ringside to commentate in Baku, Azerbaijan. He came away with a silver medal. Here he is, cheering on those who have followed him.
And
for our next contest.
Into the red corner, representing Mali, Traore Jibril. And his opponent in the blue corner, representing Sri Lanka, Mohammed Yasmin Husaith. Your judges on ring B are from Azerbaijan, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Algeria, Russia.
So into the red corner is Jibril Traore, 21-year-old from Mali, the 2024 African Championship bronze medalist. And here he has been absolutely irresistible. 2 wins out of 2 after starting his tournament in a round of 64. And that is the same route that Mohammed Usaith has taken through to the round of 16 stage.
Round 1.
What a contest we have in store here, because it's boxers who bring contrasting styles to the boxing ring. The man wearing red is Jibril Traore, 21 years of age, part of a 3-strong Mali boxing team, the 2024 African Championship bronze medalist. Here at Dubai 2025, 2 wins out of 2, including a 3rd round stoppage victory last time out in a round of 32 against Malachi Katani of Australia, stopping his man in the 3rd round with his non-stop pressure. The man wearing blue, operating out of the southpaw stance, is Mohammed Usaith. He's also 21 years of age. 8 men make up the Sri Lankan boxing team. You can see this tall, rangy southpaw, which got through with a good right hand to the body. He comes to the ring as an Asian under-22 silver medalist from the event that was held in the Sri Lankan capital, Colombo, earlier this year. A round of 64 was a 5-0 unanimous decision of the wide variety over Innocent Magenga of Rwanda. Gave his opponent an 8 count in round 1, dropped him in round 2, and then he won unanimous point decision over St. Lucia's Kyle Marcel in what was an untidy all-southpaw affair. But here, the styles are likely to gel very effectively for a thrilling contest, because Jibril Traore likes to bring educated pressure over that front foot, but he's being backed up and kept at bay by the long-limbed southpaw sharpshooting of Mohammed Usaith. Running away from trouble by dipping underneath the incoming fire. There's a nice left hook from Traore, and it's really good tactics being implemented here for my money by Usaith, because when you've got a boxer in the mold of Traore who likes to just get on the front foot and back his opponents up, if you can see what a boxer like that, how he fares going backwards. Oh, now that's a shot. I don't think the referee issued the command of break. But if you can make a front foot pressure boxer go backwards and test their skill in that regard, well, that can often reveal or put an entirely different complexion on contest, because by definition, you have to stay in there and put yourself in the way of the punches potentially. in order to make the man go backwards. But that is what Usaith is doing here. That's the bell for ring A. We're in ring B. But a terrific opening round so far of sticking and moving by Usaith, letting enough punches go with enough authority to prevent the incessant forward movements of Traore. Scored with a good shot to the body, and Traore desperately trying to get onto that front foot and back up his taller opponent from Sri Lanka. But a very good round of boxing for my money produced by Mohamed Usaith in this tussle between talented 21-year-olds. Some of the action from the first round, and he set his stall out right from the opening bell, did Mohamed Usaith, ensuring that he wouldn't give ground, spinning off the line rather than retreating backwards in a straight line, and used hooks and uppercuts through the middle to terrific effect. Very good performance, and I think he's done enough to take the opening round. And he's taken it on a 4-1 split, judge number 2 preferring the work of Djibril Traore.
Seconds out. Round 2.
So we move into the second round. And having conceded the first on a 4-1 split, this is nothing new for Djibril Traore, because in his opening round, in the round of opening bouts in the round of 64 against Vinny Mandare, he lost both 1 and 2, only to keep the pressure going and overturn things in the third round to prevail 4-3 on a bout review. He's trying to pick up the pace here in the second, but he's meeting a really dynamic opponent in the form of Vinny Mandare, who is really keen not to concede ground. Look at the way the man is spinning around the clock face counterclockwise, rather than backing up in a straight line, which would allow Traore to unload his heavy leather. Now, you can't run away from your opponent and turn your back, but he is finding escape routes as both men scoring during the course of that exchange. He was a straight shot from Traore, was a hook and an uppercut from Usaith. And Traore beginning to get closer now, as we have just seen 1 minute elapse in this round. And this is the type of question that Traore is always going to pose. Can you withstand the heat that I'm going to bring to the boxing ring? Usaith has done terrifically, but again, that's illegal, see, because he's turning his back on his opponent. And Traore with a left hook from out of that fusillade that he unfurled. And Usaith standing his ground, letting punches go of the straight variety. But look at Traore, look to break him down to the body with that burst of shots. Overhand right now as Traore begins to continue to get closer. Hooks to the body being slung in by Usaith, and it's a toe-to-toe battle atop the logo in the middle of the boxing ring. But Traore is grinding his way right back into this one. Usaith has got to get back to the sticking and moving that served him so well, and backed up the man in red for the majority of the first round. Of course, it's a very difficult game plan to implement. He did it well for the first 3 minutes. He's got to keep it going, because Traore grinding his way right back into contention here in his preferred territory. And now he's looking to change angles in front of his man as he's looking to walk him down once again. Good left jab and then, good left cross and then spinning off the line from Usaith. But Traore balls him back to the ropes and he's looking to haul in body punches above the belt line once more. Beautiful left jab from Traore. Usaith runs out of his own blue corner to put a gap between himself and his marauding opponent. Good work to the body from Traore. Usaith responding with body work of his own. There's a clipping right hook over the top, followed by a left and another right hand from Traore. Terrific two-way action, and Usaith has given absolutely everything. My goodness, how much is the man going to have left for the third and final round? Because he has expended an awful lot of energy in a bid to try and keep Traore at bay. And in stark contrast in the red corner, Traore is standing, eschewing the stool, and is hardly breathing. I think he's got himself right back into this one. But what say the scoring judges? Remember, Usaith took the first round on a 4-1 split, and I think Traore has done enough to take the second round here, but which way is it going to go? And you saw how Usaith just slumped down onto his stall. It's a good thing he was near his own blue corner, because I'm not sure he would have had the energy to walk to it from the middle of the boxing ring. Desperate to get a look at these scores, because I think Traore is right back in this one. And he's conceded the round, but the distribution of scores means that we have 3 tied scores of 19 points apiece as the bell sounds to begin round number 3. And Traore marches across the ring and helps himself to an overhand right. Has the 60-second interval been long enough for Usaith's energy levels to recover? And we mentioned that in the round of 64, Traore has been here before, having conceded both the first and the second rounds, and yet he still won the contest. And he's looking to make it a case of deja vu here in Dubai, because he is setting about his man with real purpose. Usaith being worked over to both body and head. He's gamely continuing to let his hands go, but his energy levels are dipping, turning his back and running away from trouble once again, and now keen to initiate a clinch. Usaith, who did such a terrific job of backing the man up in the opening round, but it really took a toll on his gas tank, and now he's forced to stand and fight, which is right into the wheelhouse of the 2024 African Championship bronze medalist. Traore scoring with punches underneath. Usaith letting his own hands go furiously, resulting in terrific trade-offs of the most torrid variety in the middle of the boxing ring. Usaith looking to fashion a clinch, refusing it. Is Traore, and he's getting his hands free and just clipping the chin of Usaith, who is showing incredible resilience and resolve and desire to continue to compete and fight through the fatigue that he's feeling. Just beyond the halfway stage of the third and final round, each man desperate to progress through to the quarterfinals and bag themselves at least $10,000 US. But I think that is at the very rear of these boxers' minds now. This is all about the purest form of competition as they try to get the better of the man in front of them. Big intake of breath from Usaith. His gas tank almost running on empty, and continuing to live in the man's chest is Traore, pinning him against the ropes, changing angles in front of him and finding a home for his punches. Well, just getting a gap on that and a bit of a breather on that walk around the ring was Usaith, but look at the slow motion that these arcing punches are coming around with now. Altogether more compact and explosive is Traore. Good right hand brings about a standing count, and Djibril Traore relentless over the course of this final round. So the 10-second clapper sounds here, and Traore marches back into the breach. He's met by Usaith, who desperately tries to back the man up. Punches being exchanged right up until the final bell. What a contest! Absolutely sensational stuff here in Dubai. And I happen to think that Djibril Traore would have done enough to take that final round. The 8 count was a punctuation point. And for the second consecutive bout, well, not consecutive, but for the second bout here at Dubai 2025, Djibril Traore will have lost the first 2 rounds and won the contest. The man's pressure is irresistible, continually taking it to his man. Confidence never dimmed, his conditioning absolutely extraordinary. He knows he's done enough. I think Usaith does too, and both boxers receiving spirited applause because they combined to produce an absolutely classic contest. Now remember, if it's a 3-2, because we had 3 tied scores of 2018, it will be subject to bout review, and that could make things interesting. But I happen to think that the man in red has done enough. Remember, he won his first contest on a bout review after losing the first 2 rounds against Vidi Mandir, and the process has been repeated here. Let's get the verdict. I think the man in red has done enough, but nervous moments for the boxers here now.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, after a bout review, your winner by split decision. In the red corner represents...
And it is Traore.
Jabril
Traore of Mali has prevailed on a 4-3 split decision victory, which went to bout review. And for the second time in the championships, Jabril Traore has overturned the deficit after losing the first 2 rounds. He went into the final round with 3 scorecards that were tied, and the other 2 in favor of his opponent, but that an absolutely cracking contest. It went to bout review, and it's a 4-3 victory for Jabril Traore. He's through to the quarter-final stage. Credit must go to Mohamed Usaid, who played his part in what was an absolutely magnificent contest. He backed up Traore in the first round to take it on a 4-1 split, but Jabril Traore just continued to grind his way into contention, getting closer and closer, and forced Usaid to box his bout for the second half of round 2 and practically the majority of round 3. Usaid took an 8 count in the third and final round, and I think the right man is going through to the quarter-final stage. But what a contest these 2 men combined to produce. There's the victor, Jabril Traore of Mali.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we enter our 274th contest in the elite men's under 75 kilogram middleweight division. Your referee in the ring from Kyrgyzstan, Jamilia Borkoeva. Please welcome firstly into the red corner, representing Spain, Sergio Martinez. And his opponent in the blue corner, representing Tajikistan, Shokhobjon Shukurov. Your judges for this bout are from Serbia, Cuba, Kazakhstan, China, and Croatia.
So there is Sergio Martinez, part of an 11-strong Spanish boxing team. Had a bye in the round of 64 and a devastating second-round knockout for the 23-year-old over Diogo da Silva of Portugal with a single devastating overhand right. His opponent over in the blue corner is 26-year-old Shokhobjon Shukurov. He's part of a full-size boxing team from Tajikistan. Bye in the round of, well, it's not a bye in the round of 64. He won by walkover over David Sharma of DR Congo. And then a unanimous points decision victory over the tournament #2 seed, Christian Ndlovu of Zimbabwe. It was incident-filled because he injured his leg at the end of round #2, and for a man who pivots in the pocket as effectively as he does, it made it a rather difficult third and final round. And you can see that heavy strapping, well, I can see it here from ringside, heavy strapping on the left knee, of Shukurov, because that's when he injured his leg at the end of round #2. And this man's movement is a key part of his repertoire, able to pivot in the pocket, spin off the line without conceding ground. And so it was a really dramatic round 3, and it's not allowed to wear the brace that he's come into the ring with. The K-tape still in place. So the referee asking for the opinion of the doctor once again, but the knee brace or the knee strapping not permitted. The K-tape is permitted. So what an opening.
Round 1.
To this contest. It's a bout between boxers from Spain and Tajikistan. It's the round of 16 in the 75-kilogram middleweight division. And the man wearing red is Sergio Martinez, 23 years of age and a front foot pressure boxer. The man wearing blue couldn't be more different, because the southpaw, who is the 2024 Asian bronze medalist down at 71 kilograms, he likes to remain just on the edge of range, score with accurate counters, and then spin while remaining just on the edge of punching distance. But is he going to be able to execute that tactic when he's got that injured left knee and the support wrapping that was in place has been removed by the ringside doctor here? So you can still see the K-tape peering from beneath the left leg. But if he is a lame boxer up there against a puncher of the caliber and precision of Sergio Martinez, well, those two things could combine to produce a very difficult mix for the man in blue. Nice left cross to the body from Shakurov. That same shot reciprocated from the backhand of the orthodox boxer. And his movement's not as smooth as it was, and that's understandable. He's still favoring that left leg. Looks as though he can't put full weight on it, and if you're going to pivot and spin, then the ability to transfer weight through the foot is absolutely vital. Scoring left jab from Martinez. But he's keeping his composure in the face of his opponent is Shakurov. So this, an example, a little less smooth of the type of bout that Shakurov likes to produce. Seldom retreats to the ropes, always in the space of the ring, and spins around the clock face, both clockwise and counterclockwise. Nice 1-2 combination to the body. Now he changes direction. It's a very exciting skill to behold, because he always appears to be there to be hit, but his timing is such. Wasn't too far away there, Martinez, with a shot upstairs. But patience, a real hallmark in the work of boxers such as this. And Shakurov executing it incredibly well on the elite stage of IBA 3-round boxing. So the first round in the book. And I'm just looking at how he's walking back to the corner. Appear to be freely enough. Rafael Lozano was the man on the perimeter of the boxing ring. 2-time Olympic medalist for Spain, now part of their coaching setup. There's an example of the pivoting and punching from Shakurov. I happen to think he's done enough to take the round. But how will the scoring judges see it? Well, it's a 3-2 split in favor of Shakurov. Judges 2 and 3 preferring the work of Martinez.
Seconds out. Round 2.
So we move into the second round. Sergio Martinez just looking to pick up the pace a little bit against an opponent whose movement may be suspect, because you can see it when he's forced to move laterally and not just spin in the pocket. It's not as smooth as we usually associate with Shakurov. And Martinez recognizing that he may have a man who's just laboring in his movement slightly. Can he continue to apply the pressure? He's going to have to be sharper with his punch picking the net. And he normally is, but that was a rather agricultural roundhouse right swipe. Can he maintain the front foot pressure? That's a cracking left cross, and again, twice in quick succession from Shakurov. But Shakurov retreating to the ropes more than I've seen him in elite competition. Still keeping his wits about him. But remember, Martinez packs a punch. Beautiful left hand from off the ropes. Bobbing and weaving, slipping and sliding, while still counter-punching. Right hand got through from Martinez, but Shakurov just seeking to tango his way back to the space of the ring. Now that rabbit punch to the rear of the head has forced the mouthpiece of Shakurov to come out. Again, he's still not walking totally freely, the man from Tajikistan. So he's going to be spoken to about keeping the mouthpiece in. And I think, well, Martinez wrapped him on the rear of the head with an illegal blow. So it's becoming a little more challenging now for Shakurov because Martinez has picked up the pace. Hitting on a break from Martinez. So rather than just being able to pivot and pirouette on the edge of range and in the pocket, he's finding himself pinned against the ropes here now. And again, the left leg injury. To what extent is that hampering his ability to compete? He's trying to put it to the back of his mind. He's keeping a poker face. But movement, such a key part of his repertoire. And you can see that he's not able to move around the ring with the usual smoothness that is so associated with his skill set. Counter left hands to the body once again as Martinez continuing to press. And he's still doing an outstanding job moving laterally, both left and right, as he spins off the line with a check southpaw right hook. Both men exchanging shots to the body, and a pecking left cross gets through to the chin of Martinez, who loaded the right hand but couldn't pull the trigger. So remember, the first round was scored in favor of Shakurov on a 3-2 split, but with Martinez forcing the action a little more and getting busier, he made life very difficult for Shakurov during the course of that second round. It's going to be interesting to see how the judges score this one. Had his successes, but he didn't have nearly the amount of successes as he did in the first, and that is because Martinez, to his credit, implementing the tactics that the corner gave him, and he picked up the pace.
Seconds out. Your third and final round.
So into the third and final round we go, and I've got a feeling that this contest is in the balance after 6 minutes of boxing, because surely Martinez did enough to take the second round. And look at that, the man can't hold his boxing stance. Left hand not too far away. Martinez will have noticed that. It's the left leg that is the problem. You can see the strapping around the knee. He came in with a compression bandage over it of some sort, and the doctor took a look at it and removed it from his equipment. But he's gamely standing and fighting. Check right hand, but it lands with the inside of the glove to render it a slap rather than a punch. Martinez's gloves wiped clean because he was forced to touch down. And Shakurov may well be forced to stand and fight here. Still clipping the advancing Martinez. Scoring with effective shots to the body once again. Martinez comes back with a left hook to the head. Left hook was a scoring shot from Martinez as Shakurov turns the ropes and then scores with a left cross to the body against Martinez. Bobbing and weaving, slipping and sliding from the waist. Shoulder into the face of Martinez from Shakurov. That blow on the belt line. So credit to Shakurov, because he really is biting down and fighting through literally the discomfort that he must be feeling on that injured left leg. Martinez takes the left hand to the body. His boxing stance becomes disorganized. Rabbit punch from Shakurov. And now, just disregarding the discomfort that he's feeling and letting his hands go on the inside, resulting in these trade-offs in the space of center ring. Neither man particularly accurate, but this one becoming a close range affair of a contest that is in the balance. Remember, Shakurov edged the first round on a 3-2 split. Martinez must have taken the second because he picked up the tempo over the course of the second round, recognizing that his opponent was inhibited by that leg injury. But here in the third, rather than retreating to the rope, Shakurov is standing his ground. He takes a left hook upstairs during the course of a trade-off. Snaking left cross is an eye-catching shot, and look at that, just a semblance of the movement that he normally produces, but it was effective still as he spun off the line. Terrific two-shot combination from Shakurov, who's pushing Martinez back in the closing stages of the round, lands a final right hand, and I happen to think that Shakurov has done enough to take that third round, but what say the judges? What impact will that have on the contest? Because he bit down on the mouthpiece, stood his ground, and went toe-to-toe with Martinez. Mindful of the power, but not able to implement his usual tactics of pirouetting and pivoting. And I think this is a really creditable, commendable performance. Remember, if it's a 3-2 split, we're going to bout review. But I think that the man in blue has done enough to win the final round. What say the 5 scoring judges? It's incredibly close. Remember, it will go to evaluator and observer here ringside, and the scores are taking a while to be tallied up. We could have some interesting scores returned, because remember, in the event that it comes down to it, we go to the realm of preference. If everything's tied up, then it will just be the preference that could determine the outcome. Empirically on the scorecards, the man in blue took the first round 3-2. The man in red responded to take the second by picking up the punch outputs and pinning Shakurov to the ropes for large portions of the round. But in the final round, Shakurov, well, you see him pounding his chest where his heart resides, and I think he showed an abundance of that quality in the third and final round. And wonderful to see that respect between the two. Oh my goodness, this one is taking a while to resolve. We could be entering the realm of preference to determine the outcome. Maybe seeking some divine intervention now is Martinez. Both boxers will be replaying the contest in their mind. Could I have done anything more? None other than a man who features prominently at IBA World Championships, Roy Jones Jr., has stated in quite chilling fashion that he would, during the course of his career, rather have been knocked out than lose on points, because he said if he's lost on points, that means there was something more he could have given. Are these men thinking whether they could have given anything more in pursuit of victory here? My goodness, what do we have here? Which way is it going to go?
Ladies and gentlemen, after a bout review, your winner by split decision. In the red corner,
oh, and it's Martinez.
Spain, Sergio
Martinez has taken it on the narrowest of margins by bout review. An incredibly close encounter sees Sergio Martinez go through to the quarter-final stage. He was edged in the first round. He took the second round, and despite conceding the third round, we went to bout review. The observer and the evaluator were split, and it is Red who has got it by the narrowest of margins on a 4-3 verdict. As we take a look at some of the action, an incredibly close affair, but it's Martinez who goes through. And Shakurov, the current Asian Championship bronze medalist, eliminated. One of those bouts where it's a shame that either man had to lose. It was incredibly close, but it's Martinez who has prevailed in a hard-fought, incredibly competitive affair by a razor-thin margin.
Ladies and gentlemen, on Ring B, we enter the 275th contest in the elite men's plus 92 kilograms super heavyweight division. Introducing your referee from Spain, Jose Juan Romero Hernandez. Please welcome firstly to the red corner, representing Uganda, Sabbath Mark Zikama. And his opponent in the blue corner, representing Turkmenistan, Dovlet Islamov.
So we move up to the super heavyweight
Your judges
division.
are from Zimbabwe, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Russia, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia,
between boxers
and
from Uganda
Azerbaijan.
and Turkmenistan. Approaching the boxing ring is Mark Sabbath Zikama. 25 years of age is the man representing the Ugandan Bombers, one of a 5-strong Ugandan boxing team. His opponent is 23-year-old Dovlet Islamov. In a round of 32, he beat the man from Mongolia, Khalil Bayekner, in a rough bruising affair to book his place here in the round of 16. As for Mark Sabbath, over in that red corner, Mark Sabbath Zikama, he had a walkover against his opponent from Lebanon. So 5 days in, this is opening bout of the tournament.
Round one.
So this is action in the 92 kilogram plus super heavyweight division between boxers from Uganda and Turkmenistan. The man wearing red is Mark Sabbath Zikama, 25 years of age, one of the Ugandan Bombers. Just takes a right hand off from the man in blue, off the back foot, and that is Dovlet Islamov, and it's a hard-hitting start in the first 30 seconds of this opening round. Oh, that's a good right cross from Islamov. Just looking to unsteady the boxing stance of Zikama. So Zikama trying to maraud his way forward. Neither man really paying much attention to the defensive side of things. Was put under sustained pressure there, Zikama. He's trying to fight his way out of it to show the referee something. Spoken to about keeping his head up, but both men letting their hands go furiously. Overhand. Oh, and a counter right hand sends Zikama tumbling to the canvas. He gets back to his feet. His legs appear a little unsteady, and he's still not right. He's in the neutral corner just above our commentary position. He's showing the referee that he's okay, but he listed to his left, and he picked up his right leg like the Karate Kid. Takes another right hand. How badly hurt was he by that shot? And it's a second standing count after the follow-up fusillade from Davlet Islamov. And there's still a minute and change remaining. So Zikama showing the referee that he's okay. Patience, the order of the day here now, as another follow-up flurry could well force the intervention of the referee, and that is it, all over in a blink. A first round stoppage for Davlet Islamov of Turkmenistan. And he goes storming through to the round of 16 with a inside the distance victory, bringing about a terrific conclusion to the contest. Mark Sabbath Zikama trying to meet and match the offensive output of the man in blue, but he with the heavier artillery, and it brings about a first round RSC in favor of Islamov.
On ring B, referee calls stop the action for your winner. In the blue corner from Turkmenistan, Davlet Islamov.
So Davlet Islamov goes through to the round of the quarterfinals. He'll pick up at least $10,000 for progressing through to the Elite Eight. And he has done so at the expense of Mark Sabbath Zikima, who after a walkover in the round of 32 has made the briefest of stays, dropped by a wonderful right hand in the first round. His legs appeared to be rather unsteady. The second count was issued. And then the referee calling a halt to the proceedings, with Zikama under pressure while still on his feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we enter bout number 276 in the elite men's plus 92 kilogram super heavyweight division. Your referee in the ring from Turkmenistan is Shanguli Meret Nayazov. Please welcome firstly to the red corner representing Cameroon, Mvgogo Amogo Zachary Serge. And his opponents in the blue corner representing Azerbaijan, Mohamed Abdullayev.
So there is the man from Cameroon,
as follows:
31-year-old
Kyrgyzstan,
Zachary
Croatia,
Serge Mavogu
Serbia,
Amugu.
Algeria, and Kazakhstan.
2023 African Championship gold medalist in the super heavyweight division. Had a walkover in the round of 32, and I thought for a moment he may be having another walkover here, but here comes the familiar figure of Mohamed Abdullayev, bronze medalist from the World Championships in Tashkent 2 years ago, his second consecutive bronze, as he bagged one in Belgrade 2 years prior to that. Immense amount of experience under his belt, and still only 26 years of age. He had a bye in the round of 32 as the tournament #2 seed at the bottom of the draw. So two men preparing for their first bout of Dubai 2025, meeting up at the round of 16 stage in the super heavyweight division. Mohamed Abdullayev, fresh from competing at the World Championships in Liverpool earlier this year. That was up at super heavyweight, and he met Julio Cesar La Cruz in the first round. La Cruz here at 92 kilogram heavyweight in this tournament as he goes in search of his 6th IBA world title. And this one promises to be an explosive affair between two highly decorated super heavyweight boxers.
Round one.
So, we're underway then. 92 kilogram plus super heavyweight action between two boxers with vast experience on the international scene. The man wearing red is Zachary Serge Mavogu Amugu from Cameroon, the 2023 African Championship gold medalist at super heavyweight in the edition that was held in his homeland in the capital Yaoundé. Year before that, he came away with a bronze from the edition in Maputo in Mozambique, rather telegraphing the overhand right in the direction of the man in blue, and that is Mohamed Abdullayev. Nice defense with a right glove from him, and he back-to-back bronze medals in the IBA World Championships in the two most recent editions. Was an Olympian in Tokyo 2020 as well, where he lost again to the eventual champion Bakidir Jalolov, beating him in the second preliminary round. Jolting left jab landed by Abdullayev. Switching southpaw now because he's an adept switch hitter. And again, he's been around for such a long time that often easy to forget that he's still only 26 years of age. Around at the highest level too, I hasten to add. Picked up experience as a pro on the IBA professional scene. Good left hand to the body, and that brought about an audible grunt from Mavogo Amugu. Mavogo Amugu. Mavogo Amugu has been stopped in a couple of big tournaments recently, including All Africa Games. Good work to the body as Abdullayev seeking to bring the hands down. Of course, there's always the high probability when in the ring against elite fellow super heavyweights for that right hand that he's launching. He's taking a rather circuitous route back to the on-guard position. And that left hook, my goodness, big swipe and miss. But all of this information will be being processed by Abdullayev. If he can draw out a left hook which comes in that type of speed again, he's going to back himself to step into range and land with a counter right hand over the top. Bringing down the hands again by targeting the body. And look at the wide arc that the punches of Mavogo Amugu are taking. Altogether crisper punches of the short variety on the inside from Abdullayev. So the first round in the book, and I think it's the man in blue who will have taken the opening round. some of the action from the first. Couldn't quite find his range with the consistency he was looking for. Mvogu. Can he tighten up those punches and make them a little straighter, a little more direct? Because Abdullayev is finding them rather easy to evade.
Seconds out. Round 2.
So a clean sweep of the cards for Mohamed Abdullayev. There's a second round underway. Counter left hand is a beauty from Abdullayev, and now trying to quicken his pace and launch a straight left jab is Mvogu. There's a good left jab to the body from Mvogu. Counter right hand just caught Mvogu high on the head. Left hook's been slung in by Abdullayev. Mvogu is trying to make his punches a little more direct here now. Looking to get the jab working. Hitting on the break from Mvogu. Overhand right was defended by the left shoulder of Abdullayev. Double jab right hand attempted, but inaccurate from Mvogu. There's a good right hand to the body from the man in red. Perhaps his best shot of the entire contest. There he digs downstairs to the body once again. But spoken to about holding and hitting. So Abdullayev just on the edge of range, confident that he can avoid any offense that Mvogu may seek to launch, and right on cue. Overhand right was dealt with comfortably by Abdullayev. Good left hook to the body from Abdullayev. Now, how's that hurt Mvogu? Just keen to clinch after he was looking to disengage, but found the ropes on his back after taking that body shot. Mvogu has been touched to the body once again, trying to box his way out of Abdullayev's corner. It's becoming rather physical on the inside. He frees his hands, and in a bid to get busy with his own body shots, he's breathing through a mouth that's open. Abdullayev has turned southpaw. His boxing stance just becoming a little bit ragged now. Mvogu. Good work to the body to double the man over once again from Abdullayev. And it's a rather slow walk back to the red corner. And I think Mvogu is keen for the stall to be presented. 2 rounds completed. I think the second one will be scored unanimously in favor of Abdullayev as well. Tightened up his work a little bit, did Mvogu. It's not a clean sweep of the cards, it's a 4-1 split in favor of Abdullayev. Judge number 2 preferring the work of Mvogu.
Seconds out. Your third and final round.
Well, the stool was late coming in. Mvogu is probably counting his minute rest as to when he sat down on the stool. So we're into the third and final round. Mvogu has lost the first two rounds, the first one unanimously, the second on a 4-1 split. Looks to be a little fresh to begin this third round compared to the manner that he ended the second. And of course, that is the magic of the 60-second interval in between rounds. Oh, that's good work to the body from Abdullayev. So, Mvogu, his accuracy hasn't been what he intends it to be here. And Abdullayev sensing that, just put together a burst of punches, all of which were scoring shots. And I suggested that he had started more brightly in this second round, but he's breathing through an open mouth once again is Mvogu after a minute gone. Again, loading up on the overhand right, but not really finding the range. Pushed back to the ropes like a ragdoll, takes a right hand over the top, and Abdullayev may sense that his man is weakening here. And just seek to continue to apply the pressure. Nice left hand to the body from Mvogu. So this is the division where one shot can turn things around more than any other in three-round boxing, any form of boxing. Mvogu surely needs a KO victory here. He's got the weaponry with which to do it, but can he find the range? He hasn't really found the range with any consistency. There's a long looping left hook, and then he keeps the attack going, just grazing the beard of Abdullayev. I think the belt will be a welcome sound for Mvogu. Gave everything he had during the course of that contest, but I don't think he's done enough to win it. Lost the first round unanimously. The second round he lost on a 4-1 split, and I'm not sure that he did enough to take the third round either. He competed spiritedly, but his accuracy wasn't what he was in search of so far, or wasn't what he was hoping for in this contest. Abdullayev doing a very good job keeping the movement going, boxing in spurts, and one suspects that he will be declared a unanimous point decision victor here to take him through to the round of the quarter-final stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, your winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, representing Azerbaijan, Mohamed Abdullayev.
So Mohamed Abdullayev, a unanimous point decision victor over the 2023 African champion, Sir Zachary Mvogu. Couldn't find his range with any consistency during the course of that contest. Fought in determined fashion, but Mohamed Abdullayev pretty comfortable en route to the quarter-final stage. He's boosted his bank balance by at least $10,000 US. And he will face off against Dovlet Islamov at the quarterfinals. The tournament number 2 seed progresses. So that wraps up session 10B here on the 5th day of the tournament at the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Center, as we leave you with the results. After midnight local time, and we had action at minimum weight, lightweight, middleweight and super heavyweight across the course of this 10th session of boxing. All of the men now through to the prize winning stages, all of the winners bagging themselves at least $10,000 US. So as we take in these results, it just remains for me, Ronald McIntosh, on behalf of the entire team here in Dubai, to say thank you for staying with us, and join us again tomorrow, 5 p.m. local time, for more coverage from day 6 of the IBA Men's World Boxing Championships. We'll leave you with images from this 10th session of boxing. We'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.